I'll show you guys this stuff when, it's going to actually focus properly instead of focusing on the background. This is a common newbie mistake made. Do you think Seiko, being Seiko, would ever do a ridiculous dial like that? Looks like some bloody surf brand might. But not Seiko. This is supposed to be vintage. So at least, early 90s, probably older. 93%, not very great. 4 sold, 1 available. Why would they have 4 and, have extra ones? You notice something about where it's come from. India, Andhra Pradesh. Show you a couple others. Same guy again. Does that really look like something Seiko would make? Or does that look like a real tacky sort of a dial? Let's continue on. This item is out of stock, but they're stocking an antique in reasonably high numbers. Vintage. That's silkscreen numbers on the glass or plastic on the front. This outer number's going up to 24. That's on the glass, and then the rest of it is the dial, because you can see it sort of drops down. Silk screening numbers onto plastic in something that's vintage. You sure about this? I can tell you right now, Milanese mesh bracelet is not part of Seiko's standard line, but that doesn't matter because you can change them. 1970s Egyptian blue. Do you think something in the 1970s would be that highly polished? Really? 1970s. Different guy, higher price, which is a bit high for these types of things. 1 sold, 4 available. Indeed, prayer prohibits immortality and wrongdoing. Have a wonderful day. Okay, right. So you're an absolute liar selling fakes. Prayer prohibits immortality and wrongdoing, does it? Made Japan. Authentic, original and genuine. No, you're a liar. Watch this. Where's it coming from? Once again, India. This guy's got another one, which is also overpriced. A lot of these things would be $25. This guy's running about $60. Same guy again, from the same place. Once again, silkscreen numbers, up to 24. And mind you, 1970s. Look at how polished it is. What's he got on? He's got a cotton glove on that is as dirty as hell because it's covered in buffing compound from the fact that he's buffing this brand new case. Look at it. It's brand new. It's not 1970s. Never mind the flippin' glove with the buffing compound that's come off the bloody buffer as he's polishing the case. Oh, that's the Seiko movement. I almost guarantee you there's a very high chance when you open this up, it might have a Seiko, it might be something else. That's genuine, but that's also been polished because it's reflective. What they do in India is they make up brand new cases, dials, new glass or plastic in the front, buff the whole lot up, claim it's a vintage, and it's got The original back on it might have one of the movements that it's meant to have. More often than not, they have a 1970s Swiss-made movement with incredibly worn cogs in there, to the point the shafts are worn down so badly that as it's running, you see the shaft kicking side to side, because the jewel that it's running in is the proper size hole, but the shaft is so worn out that it actually flops around as it's moving. As it's spinning, it's sort of flopping around inside its jewel. Very often they're early 70s Swiss movements. That doesn't stop them from putting a picture of a Seiko. They might be getting real Seiko movements in these. Don't hold your breath. Because I've seen some of these Mumbai specials, as they tend to call them, running under a microscope, and they're just absolutely slopped out of whack old Swiss movements that will run 5 minutes a day out of whack, if you're lucky, if not worse. Never remember, indeed prayer prohibits immortality and wrongdoing. There's a ton of fake Rado Diastars, particularly the older kinds, that are gold plated, or probably fake gold plated. There's a whole bunch of Citizens and a whole bunch of Seikos, all brand new, coming out of India, with everything new and some old guts from another old watch put in there. Nobody really knows where they got all these mountains of old watch movements from, but they've got them all. Fact is, they're basically a completely new watch with old guts. And they keep passing them off as vintage, and while eBay will jump on you if you got a fake Rolex or a fake this or a fake that, India is pumping out fake Citizens, fake Seikos, fake HMTs, Hindustan Machine Tools, which is a famous brand they have. You get a handful of genuine Titans, which are an Indian watch, but they'll be ones that they've remade from 2 or 3 broken ones, and let me tell you, they look like they've been remade from 2 or 3 broken ones. They look like they're just about ready to fall apart. And, of course you get your fake Rado Diastars as well. But this is just a thing with the watch thing you got to be careful of, because India is pumping fakes out and eBay is not doing a damn thing about it. But they're always out of India.